In this week's episode, we find more beautiful, crystal clear water and empty sandy beaches as we explore the most tropical place in all of England. And at the end of the day, we discover another must-see gem along the coast. The day starts out with Cadoa sat at anchor while soaking up as much of the late summer sun as she possibly can. However, things are about to change as Carly discovers some strong easterly winds are heading our way. And so it was time to once again move Cadoa to a more protected spot, up here in a place called Polkeris.
Despite that amazing late summer sun is shining, it's warm, there's no wind, it's flat calm. We are forecast to have some easterly winds and they're apparently going to get quite strong heading our way shortly. So we literally just shimmy in Cadoa to another area in this bay that we think should give us good protection from those winds, but also hopefully somewhere that we can get hanked ashore and will be a good staging point for a place that we've been looking to explore for ages, a marvellous looking place that for probably decades Carly and I have wanted to go there, but for whatever reason we just haven't. Really special place, and hopefully if the stars come into alignment, not only are we going to go, but we're obviously going to take you guys with us as well. So let's get going.
As we got closer to our new anchorage in Polkeris, the absolute beauty of what awaited us began to reveal itself. The water was crystal clear, lapping onto even more idyllic sandy beaches, with reefs seemingly everywhere, just waiting to be explored.
So you can see just behind me here in Polkeris, the reason we stopped here is because all along this peninsula there isn't a huge amount of foliage to break up any wind, and as the nights are getting cooler, so we have warm days like today, but the temperature really plummets, that can cause these kind of like catabolic type effects of wind coming over and making life potentially uncomfortable in the anchorage. So despite the fact we can't take Hank to this bay, we can take him to a couple of other beaches here, and we're hoping that the little bit of foliage that we have around the top of Polkeris will be enough maybe to dampen perhaps some of the worst effects of that wind, the easterlies that we're expecting. All right, let's get Hank to shore. All right, we're just heading to this beach. I've just spied it on the drone, just next to the one in Polkeris. This is the one we believe Hank is allowed to. What we need to find out on this beach is whether or not we can get up to the coast path or not, because if we can't, well, we need a plan B, but if we can, that might determine how our plans for the next couple of days unfold. Cinnamon swells.
Biscoff.
Oh, Biscoff swells. Homemade. Breakfast of champions. Somebody certainly looks happy to be here. We're going to leave the boat on the beach. We haven't even needed to dig the anchoring because the tide's actually ebbing, and we're just probably about halfway through the tide cycle, so we're just going to head up here, see if we can find the coast path, and then see what's what.
And after a leg stretch for Hank, it was back to Cadoa to make the most of the late summer sunshine.
You see our anchor chain here? Look at the clarity of that water.
And after Carly jumped into the water to cool off, we all decided to have a midday play in the Cornish Sea. is a male, which you can tell by his long, thin belly flap here. And despite being just about a legal size to take, it's too small to feed the both of us, so I let him go to grow just a little bit bigger. Maybe we'll catch him next time.
So, after a fairly unsuccessful hunt, I'm just coming home empty-handed. Now I feel doubly bad because Carly's busy doing chores. Hey, my darling. You two been busy, huh? Look at that. Beauty. Beautiful. The boat's not bad too.
Huh?
Alright, let's see how the microphones cope with this. It is a little bit windy today. We've got 22, 23 knots so far from the east just coming over that hill. And we're about to leave Canoa and head somewhere very cool. Although I'm a little bit nervous about leaving the solar panels up, the ones on the Bimini. And if you're a little bit nervous about leaving them, you should probably take them down, but they're fine in this. It's just if it picks up a little bit more, could be a problem. Then I'm going to take them down. These magnets are brilliant, up to 20-ish knots, but I don't want to take them in. Okay, now the other thing I'm thinking is that with the winds picking up, they shouldn't be getting much stronger than this according to the weather forecast, but you know, sometimes they're not always 100% accurate. We're going to be going somewhere very cool today, and that means we're going to be gone most of the day. And in my back of my head, I'm like, maybe you should put more anchor chain out. We've already got like 5 times the scope out. But the rest of the anchor chain is not doing anything, is it? It's sat in a locker, so it's like, why not just put it all out? We've got a lot of space, and we're just anchored in this huge sand bed. Carly and I both got in the water yesterday. We had a little look underneath the boat, and like I say, it's sand for absolutely ages, especially in the direction that the wind's trying to push us. So I'm not massively worried about the boat dragging and getting into trouble, per se, but I'd rather it didn't move if we can help it. So if you're thinking it, I guess do it, right? We currently have 60 meters of chain out in 5 meters of water in a gigantic sand bed. I think we'll be fine.
She looks.
Yeah. I wonder how many people are watching this thinking, yeah, about time guys, about time. Alright Hank, you're not meant to be here, so we're going incognito. Try not to draw too much attention to yourself. Look ugly, be quiet. Hank doesn't understand what's going on, you see. He's not used to such racism.
He's tied up in the back of the dinghy.
No dogs allowed. Used to be the same for my people too, Hank. Used to be no Irish and no dogs allowed back in the day, but...
It's a good boy still. Your chariot. How's that extra 25 kilos in there?
Heavy. Okay. Now, technically, Hank's not allowed on the beach until October. It's like a whole month. He's not allowed on the beach, but he is allowed in my arms. Let me get. Haha. Oh, this place looks good. Thank you. bus has only dropped us off halfway, and the next one's like an hour and 10 minutes, so we can have a march in the blistering heat. I sincerely hope we haven't taken a wrong turn anywhere, because there's not much in the way of cars or taxis or Ubers. At least it would be downhill on the way back.
And as we walked through the idyllic British countryside, only a couple of short decades ago, we would have arrived to this industrial wasteland. However, today is a very different story. So welcome to the Eden Project. This place is a story of just what is possible when environmentalists, scientists, and technology all come together to transform an industrial wasteland into a thriving hub of biodiversity.
Magical place. It's got the humidity exactly like if you were in the tropics. It feels like I'm in Thailand or somewhere. It's very cool.
So much amazing work goes on here. Not only is the Eden Project a huge educational hub, but they really push the idea of sustainability and self-sufficiency. Like here, where they grow their own food, which is used in the restaurants on site too.
Wow, this place is really quite remarkable, and as Carly and I get ready to leave, I can't help but be filled with a sense of hope. That story of human ingenuity. You see, this place was just a wasteland, an industrial wasteland, a scar on the British countryside, and now this amazing charity really has lived up to its name and created something, well, Eden. And the principal message of this charity is to educate people and talk about climate change. And again, when I look at this and I think about what modern technology and science and human ingenuity can do, again, it fills me full of hope, because a statistic that I only recently just found out is climate-related deaths over the last 100 years. Would you think they've gone up, stayed the same, or even gone down? And I think if you think about that honestly, most of us would probably assume, listening to sort of the most hardline of the climate activists, that that number's probably gone up astronomically, when in reality, in the last 100 years, climate-related deaths have gone down by over 95%, which is mind-blowing. But when you think about it, what that really is the same as the story you see unfolding here. It's human ingenuity, it's science, it's technology, solving some of the most pressing problems humanity faces.
After an amazing couple of days exploring this remarkable corner of the British coast, there was still one more spot left to visit. Bulgaris is a tiny little port of call, but is incredibly popular with young families who enjoy being outside. From dawn till dusk, it was good old-fashioned running around and playing in the fresh air. Not a screen or a phone in sight.
Cheers. Well, that's another moment of serendipity, I would say. It's one of those happy accidents, because this is an anchorage that we had absolutely no intention of coming to. The weather just changed, easterlies rolled in, we looked at the charts, went, oh, that looks good, rolled over, and just, yeah, I can see why a lot of people come here. Got this beautiful pub to finish the day, the water's crystal clear, there's lots going on, got the Eden project around the corner, some great walks. What more could you want?
Not much more.
We'll add this place to the Cadoa.com anchorages section. This is definitely one to check out. They're all ones to check out. They're all brilliant for different reasons. If you haven't seen the website, again, it's Cadoa.com. It's this website here. And we'll see you guys in the next one.